In medieval Germany, a detachment of Teutonic knights annihilated the inhabitants of a village believed to be devil worshippers, then buried their bodies and erected a Gothic cathedral over the mass grave to contain the demonic influence trapped there. Centuries later, a new keeper of the cathedral's library archives, named Evan, begins his work. He meets Lisa, an artist overseeing the restoration of ancient frescoes. Lisa introduces him to the stern bishop and the benevolent priest, Gus. The bishop warns Evan not to go down into the catacombs, officially due to the threat of collapse. Sometime later, Lisa discovers an ancient parchment resembling architectural plans. Together with Evan, they secretly take the find to her home. Their shared interest in medieval art develops into a sexual relationship. Everything is interrupted when Evan suddenly notices a hidden Latin text mentioning a stone with 7 eyes. Later, Evan descends into the catacombs, hoping to find this stone. He discovers it in a secret crypt. Opening it, he sees a huge dark abyss stretching into infinity. A bluish glow emanates from the chasm, and a sack appears within it. Evan opens it, hands grab him, and he loses consciousness. Coming to, he finds that the sack is gone, the hands are gone, and his wrists are wounded. Fleeing from the priest who noticed movement underground, Evan loses control of his own hands, tears his still-beating heart from his chest, and sinks his teeth into it. Meanwhile, Lisa has visions of the opened hole and a huge hall filled with candlelight. Waking up, she encounters a demon with a goat's head and flees in panic. Upon returning home, the priest also begins to experience symptoms similar to those Evan had. The next day, Lisa comes to Evan, but he behaves abnormally. He tries to attack her, and she runs for her life. Evan also becomes aggressive towards the sacristan's daughter Latte, whom he previously considered a friend. Both he and the sacristan gradually become unstable and dangerous. Latte leaves the apartment. During a brief moment of enlightenment, the sacristan rushes into the confessional and tells Gus that he is obsessed and afraid of losing control. Suddenly, he rushes to the basement and kills himself with a jackhammer. After his death, defense mechanisms are activated, blocking the church and keeping everyone inside. Those locked away begin to experience increasingly complex, deadly hallucinations. As the people try to get out, Gus argues with the aloof bishop, who admits that he intends to let the evil within him destroy those present before releasing it into a world he considers rotten. However, he accidentally falls and dies. The locked people are dying one after another. At a nightclub in the city, Lotta senses something is wrong and heads to the church, using a secret passage through the aqueduct. At this time, Lisa falls into a trance, goes down to the basement, and finds herself in the same candlelit atrium from her dreams. There she lies down on the altar, and Evan, fully transformed into a goat-headed demon, rapes her. While exploring the bishop's office, Gus finds ancient materials about the construction of the cathedral. At this moment, Latte arrives and notices a figure similar to her in an old engraving. Memories from centuries ago suddenly surface, and she explains that the cathedral's architect was left to die in the building by placing a self-destruct mechanism in his body. Gus tells her to run and heads to the chapel, where the victims of the massacre buried under the church are rising. To prevent the power from the dungeon from escaping, Gus finds the mummified body of the architect under the floor and activates the built-in destruction mechanism. The building collapses and only Latte manages to survive. After some time, Latte returns to the ruins with flowers. A passing truck accidentally knocks over the stone seal and breaks it, after which a blue light bursts out from the depths of the ruins, and Latte smiles mysteriously.